This is a great initiative by the team, and so therefore I wanted to be at this at the beginning of this wonderful initiative. So thanks for the team to take up this mantle. And students, I wish you all the best. Debate is something that forms the very DNA of what you are studying. Across all the streams, especially in our school. And if you're not able to put across your point, if you're not able to form an opinion of your own, then perhaps we are not doing, the right job as a teacher. So towards that endeavor, we wanted to have a debate and debate on a topic which is pretty interesting, so that we know your thoughts, we know your counterpoints, and we have this culture of talking to each other and sharing our points across without disrespecting the point of the other person. And that's all what debate is all about: point and counterpoint, views and counterviews. And I wish you all the best. I will not be able to, unfortunately, stay for the entire span of the program. I have another meeting to join, where Honorable Chancellor Sir has asked me to join, which is at right now actually. So I've actually told them that I have I'll spend some time with you and start the debate and then go. So I have taken some time from him, and that meeting is still on. And so I wish you all the best. Over to you, Rajat.
Thank you so much, Dean sir. And sir, please do take care of yourself. With your blessings, we will begin this event. So, participants, are you all ready to take the discussion ahead?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Great,
sir.
fantastic.
All the best to all the participants.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Sir,
were also yes, Kayan.
sir, Abhirup is unable to join. Can you please call him, sir, on Teams?
Okay, I'll try to get him on Teams. Just a second. Can one of you try calling Abhirup on Teams? I'm not
Yeah,
getting
Sir,
the.
I have done it twice.
I'll
Okay,
try.
great. Okay, cool. Great. So now the thing is, students, one more information. Debasmita, as I mentioned, is unable to join us. Asmita, who was supposed to be our anchor for the day, is unable to join us as she's busy. She's having an interview with the CDC department. So in any case, we will make this, we will nevertheless, we'll carry forward with this discussion. So as you're aware, students, this event is in line with our National Youth Day celebration that celebrates the birth anniversary of one of the most renowned thinkers, philosophers, philosopher and spiritualist, and also a very great orator who has made name for himself not only in our country but also across the world. I'm talking about Swami Vivekananda. So on his as a tribute to Swami Vivekananda, this day has been the day 12th of January, which was marked as a National Youth Day. On due to the ongoing exams, we had most of our students were busy, staff members were busy. We decided to postpone the event and do it on this day, that is 20th of January. So nevertheless, we still will follow the spirit of the event and spirit of the day that we are celebrating. So as a tribute, is Trina over here? Has Trina joined the meeting? Trina, are you there? No problem. So before we begin with the debate session, I request Kayan. Kayan, are you ready with your recitation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I request Kayan to give a recitation of one of Swami Vivekananda's poetry as a tribute to our education and literature. Kayan, you may go ahead.
Okay, sir. I'll start now. The poem is called প্রবুদ্ধ ভারতের প্রতি। ওঠো জাগো স্বপ্ন নহে আর স্বপন রচনা শুধু ভবে। কর্ম হেতা গাঁথে মালা যার নাহি সূত্রবৃন্ত মূলহীন, ভালো মন্দ পুষ্প ভাবনা, জন্ম লোভে গর্ভে অসতে, সত্যের মৃদুল শ্বাসে ধাই, আদিতে যে শূন্য ছিল তাই, অবিহও দাঁড়াও নির্ভয়ে, সত্যাগ্রহী সত্যের আশ্রয়ে, মিশি সত্যে যাও এক হয়ে, মিথ্যা কর্ম স্বপ্ন ঘুচে যা, কিংবা থাকে স্বপ্ন লীলা যদি, হেরো সেই সত্যে গতি যার, থাক স্বপ্ন নিষ্কাম সেবার, আর থাক প্রেম নির্বোধী। থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার।
Thank you so much, Kayan. That was really wonderful. Guys, a round of applause, please. A virtual applause for Kayan. She prepared this specially for all of us. Okay, thank you so much, Kayan, once again for this. Now students, now going ahead, I will explain you the rules of the debate. We are following something called as Oxford style debate. Here, the team members on the panel will be definitely engaging with each other. But apart from that, audience participation is also a key over here to ensure or to determine which team is more convincing or is on the winning side. Okay, so I will be sharing a link. I will be sharing a link on the chat section. That link, you will have to open that link and give your vote. There are certain questions given over there. All of you, please, you need to select answers, and that answers will be considered as a vote, and that vote will be revealed after the second round is complete. Okay, and towards the end we will take an opinion poll over here during this in the interview, in this meeting itself. We'll take an opinion poll where we will ask you which team is you found more convincing. We'll do that later. So the first round is the opening remark round, where each and every participant from both the groups will be given 5 minutes. Will be given 5 minutes each to give their opinion on the topic. Okay, so the topic, I'll be disclosing the topic in a minute. After the first round, we have got the second round, which is an open panel debate round, where both the groups will debate with each other. There is going to be counter, there is going to be rebuttal in the second round. In the first round, there is no counter and rebuttal. Please keep this in mind. Then in the third round, we will have audience participation, where students or viewers who are watching this event can ask questions to the participants who are debating today. And we will look at the vote count that's you guys have voted for. Okay, and after that, we will then give a conclusion note from both the team leaders, and there will be a conclusion note from the judges. And I would like to introduce our judges of the event. Nitesh Tripathi and Swati Chandak will be the judges of this event today, and they will also give their own points based on how you guys are engaging the whole session. Is this clear, everyone? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, any questions or any doubts you can ask me, and if there is any problem, please feel free to raise it up. We are there to help you. Okay, this is like let's treat this as a very candid session. Yeah, we'll treat this a little bit of a candid session where all of us are contributing mutually. Now, well, we begin with the first round. We begin with the very first round, students, and the topic of the first round is does anyone remember the topic? The topic is, do political parties and leaders stand for the empowerment of youth? So each participant, I will call out your names. You have to give your opinion on this topic. So whichever team you're a part of, whether you're speaking in for or whether you're speaking against, you have to give an opinion on that. So the topic is, I repeat the topic again, do political parties and leaders stand for the empowerment of youth? So I begin with Group A. I start with Group A. So Chandrima, you can begin. Let's begin with you. Chandrima from Group A.
Thank you, sir. First of all, good afternoon, everyone. The topic today we are discussing actually is very interesting. We see even if India is progressing rapidly, it is uncommon to see youth expressing their distaste for politics. With more than 50% of India being under the age of 30, previous generations have raised a whole generation to think that politics is dirty business. Even today, it is highly common for parents to ask their children to not waste time by getting into politics, or for people to assume that it is impossible to alienate politics from caste inequalities. Here, what is true and what is false, as we are debating, is actually debatable. The common notion that one associates with politics loosely revolves around the statement, politics is not for us, someone else will take care of it. As with everything, there needs to be a major mindset to change. If we revise the data, 50% of Indian population was aged 30 years or younger. However, only 35 out of 543 Lok Sabha members were aged under 35. Nevertheless, the world is changing. The World Values Survey showed that the proportion of people aged between 18 to 24 who identified themselves very or rather interested in politics was around 50, as increase of 15% since 1990. In today's date, all major political parties have youth and student wings, such as Indian Youth Congress, Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad, Trinamool Congress, BJP, Democratic Youth Federation of India. The rising stars of Indian politics like Tejaswi Surya, Aditya Thackeray, Tejaswi Yadav, Meenakshi Mukherjee, Abhishek Banerjee, Rahul Gandhi, Varun Gandhi, many such leaders are an incredible example how they are into politics and interested in politics. And
Chandra, one last minute, please. One last minute for you.
Okay, sir, thank you.
5 minutes.
Okay, sir, thank you. And I think without the actual contribution of government, it wouldn't have been possible for them to be interested in politics. And we have such great role models who, following their path. We are getting more into politics. Politics is everywhere. It's there in our house. It's there in we are traveling somewhere. It's in our education system. It's not only kids. They are in.
Okay, Chandrima, 1 minute's over for you. So guys, please stick to 5 minutes. So because I have a timer with me, I'll follow according to the timer. Yeah, please stick to 5 minutes. So now I go to Group B, and let's say Shadman, you may begin your perspective. You may give your perspective, please. Shadman from Group B. Shadman?
Yes,
are you there? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You may go ahead.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to thanks to all my faculty and all my colleagues that they give me a chance to speak here. And I'm very glad that I don't have to butter anything regarding to the current situation. I have to speak against the topic. So coming to the point that India is a country of young population. Right now, 65% of the total population are under the age of 35. And that's how Hindustan is becoming Youngistan. For a developing country, it is very necessary to have creative and modern ideas, awareness about the current situation, and strategies to enhance different ideas. But for a democratic country like India, 75% of the MPs are over the age of 50. Keeping the criteria of experience aside, there are many other criteria that need to be considered in order to bring revolution with time for a developing country like India. Previous generation have already raised a whole generation to think that politics is dirty business. But why is there no place for educated youth in politics? Do they lack leadership skill? From the next month, country is going to have its state assembly election for 5 states, that is Goa, Punjab, Manipur, Uttarakhand, and Uttar Pradesh. Right now, in all these poll-bound states, all the present ministers are somehow above the age of 45 or 50. And even after the election, the upcoming faces from different parties are not going to be a youth. As per information, Arvind Kejriwal, leader of Aam Aadmi Party, announced the name of Bhagwat Mann as a CM face in Punjab. Yogi Adityanath will be the CM if he wins from UP. All these politicians are more than 45 or 50. So where are the youth? It is not that there is no youth in their party or no youth requested for ticket to contest the election, but there is no chance for them. The politics are now becoming a family business, as there is no new face we see in politics from the last few years, or it's just become a mob mentality or game of nepotism. There are some other challenges as well for youth when it comes to join politics. Crime is the major reason where I would like to focus for the youth who do not want to take part in politics. About 30% of MPs and 31% of MLAs have one or more than one criminal record. Many of them are charged with some serious crime. I would like to focus on some cases where crime in politics actually happened. The case of Jessica Lal, who was shot dead by Manu Sharma, son of Congress-nominated MP Vinod Sharma from Haryana. Also, Unnao rape case in which former candidate of BJP Kuldeep Singh Sangar was convicted. And such cases changes the politics view as the occupation of criminals. Poverty is also one of the major reasons where I would like to focus on. According to the current scenario,
Shadman, last 2 minutes, okay?
According to the current scenario of corruption, joining a political party needs a huge amount of capital, and a large segment of society is below the poverty line. So, before summing up my whole speech regarding to the topic, I would like to say something. As I belong from a poetry community, I'm remembering a line of poem said by a very famous poet that समर शेष है नहीं पाप का भागी केवल व्याध जो तटस्थ है समय लिखेगा उनका भी अपराध. That is, those who are mute spectator of injustice are also responsible for it. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, Shadman. Thank you so much. So let's proceed ahead with the another group. Who wants to go ahead from Group A again? Anybody wants to go ahead? Anyone? Kayan, do you want to go ahead? Group A, Kayan.
Sure,
So
sir.
Shagnam raised hand.
I think Shagnik wants to go ahead, right?
Okay,
Okay,
Shagnik.
Shagnik.
Okay. Let's Shagnik. Shagnik, you go ahead. Go ahead, Shagnik. So sorry. By the way, students, Shagnik is from School of Biotechnology. So we are having a guest participant here. Okay, Shagnik, please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. So thank you for giving me this opportunity to take part in this debate. So I have been assigned to talk for this notion, and going by it, let's say that India has, in the past 3 decades, seen a exponential growth in its population, and majority of it currently, if we go by statistics, let's say about 58% is Generation X and Generation Z. Apart from that, we do have Generation Alpha, but yeah, they are a bit too young to join politics as of now or even think about it. But if we think about it, that all of us have been groomed. By us, I refer to the youth, have been groomed to think about politics as a dirty game, a part of filth. But why so? Why something that is so important in running an entire nation, not one nation, but all nations across the world, would be labeled as filth by our preceding generations? This is something that the inquisitive minds of the current generation have picked up, and now the tables are turning. It is never possible to suppress anyone for long, especially the youth, and thus we find them taking their stands and firmly grounding for their demands and beliefs. And to do this, they are indeed taking help or siding by various political parties. As a matter of fact, if we go by a survey done in 2019 all across India, students who are aging from 16 to 25 years of age, amidst them, Indian politics is one of the highest talked about topic during their gossips and meetups. And let's say the youth parties are, after all, were one who identified themselves as the very, or rather, interested in politics. And this interest has gone up by approximately 50% since the early 2000s. It is very clear to the public and the parties that the youth genuinely wants the betterment of the society. Even though there are, and let's say there will be with time, some senior ministers or senior placeholders who would say that the youth needs a lot more of experience and yada yada, but that's actually not going to stop the youth. Nothing can stop the youth because the youth is the future face, and that is why they have taken up the responsibility. And like we do have like major political parties do have their student wings, which includes the Youth Congress, the Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad, and all. And apart from that, almost all colleges have certain political parties, political scenarios, and politics is something that goes on everywhere. That is something that we have seen even during our school life. Let it be the choice of the head boy or be it the choice of a prime minister. We have been seeing this for very long, and government and the Indian political parties have now sensed it, and thus they have brought about new faces such as Tejasvi Yadav and Tejasvi Surya, Aditya Thackeray, Rahul Gandhi, who are a huge impact and youth faces in the political scenario like in today's world. Now, let's say, like we all, it's clear that the parties in the public, they want the betterment, and some of them want to work through their learnings. The educated youth want to use their learnings in politics. They want to use their sympathy, their ability to empathize, and the hardships that they have been through. That is why, like Mr. Rishabh Mukherjee puts his slogan, "Public Service First." Though he's one of the youngest like politician out in public as of now. The leaders
last
who...
1 minute. Sorry, last 1 minute.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So, and now political parties are putting up younger faces so that they can connect with people. And if we go by statistics again, let's say that Delhi and then again certain other states such as Odisha, West Bengal, the ratio of youths to let's say ticket holders who are above the age of 50 is slowly increasing. Youths are getting their tickets because even the parties have realized that now the old and the redundant thoughts and ideologies won't work. Now we need the youth to use their whims, vigor, and zest.
Okay, Sagnik, thank you so much, Sagnik. I'm so sorry, but we have to stick to the time. Nitesh, sir, are you able to access the chat section of this meeting?
Yes, sir.
I have put a WhatsApp that is for Microsoft form. Could you please put it on the chat section? Students,
right.
viewers, whoever are watching this show, please give us your vote. A form will be circulated on the chat section of this debate. Please give us your vote give your answers, and we will have a look at it towards the end. Okay. So now I go ahead with the going back to the group. Go to Group B. Baul, would you like to go ahead?
Yes,
Baul?
sir, definitely. Yes, sir,
Baul,
definitely.
you may go ahead, Baul. Yeah.
Firstly, I thank the faculties and the chance that of getting to speak in this topic, which is very, very interesting to speak about. And I feel that most of the points have already been, a lot of the points have already been told, that I'm going to put in view again. We all know that India is a democratic country. That's just nothing new. Today, India has the largest number of youth, and the youth group is a class that consists of people from 14 to 40 years of age. These are all basic things that we all know. And still, only 6% of the leaders and ministers in the government of India are below the age of 35. This is a shocking figure, and implies that in spite of the availability of talent, enthusiasm, knowledge, and resources, the youth of this country are not interested in jumping onto the bandwagon of politics and be a part of the politics in India. Where we have numerous young and extremely successful entrepreneurs, we don't have an equal number of young political leaders who can run the country. Or even if they want to, they won't be getting the chance to run the country, because we also have a majority of the population which just wants to criticize, but when asked to change the situation themselves, unfortunately, they are completely reluctant to cooperate. With its huge demographic dividend, India is probably the youngest democracy today. In the year 2000, about 350 million Indians were in the age group of 15 to 34 years, and this number is set to increase to 485 million by 2030, says reports. By 2020, the average Indian will be 29 years old, as compared to 37 years in China, 45 in Europe, and 49 in Japan. So that makes us again the most young representative country in the world. On the other hand, the average age of an MP is currently 63 years. In a 543 members strong parliament, there are only 66 MPs below 40 years and just 30 MPs below 35 years. Representative democracy? I really don't think so. At this point, I would jump in and ask, what can be more noble and satisfying than leading your nation on the path of progress? Sadly, politics today has earned a reputation for being dirty field, as the speakers before me has already elaborated very nicely. In this situation where lawmakers have consistently become lawbreakers, it's no surprise that often lawbreakers qualify to become the lawmakers. In a scenario where people have lost faith in their leaders, the government and in politics in general, why would an educated, right-thinking parent encourage his or her child to venture into the jungle of politics? The Indian youth is aware of the problems that our country faces today. Their fiery passion was visible when millions got together in the New Delhi to support Anna Hazare in his crusade against corruption, to protest against the December 2012 gang rape, and even later after that there were demonstration, protests, street plays, and candlelight marches which were supposed to raise awareness and focus attention on burning issues. But ultimately, the power to bring change rests with those who sit in parliament. And the youth is really not sitting there. The ones whom we have elected to power, they are. To the youth of India wants to touch the heights, but they are forgetting that they are cutting its own roots to touch those heights. The youth of India is ready for a new youth revolution. Sadly, if there is vibrancy within the youth, there is a lot of anger and aggression as well.
Last 1 minute, Baul.
The youth of India settle abroad rather than contribute to India because today's youth have been made only and target oriented. Politicians have always wooed the youth for better opportunities and announcing catchy SOPs during the elections. The story is pretty much same during every election, but upon analyzing the demography of our Lok Sabha MPs since 1999, the average age of Lok Sabha MPs has always been above 50. So to end with, I think the youth could be a demographic difference, ensuring stability and prosperity for the decades to come.
Okay,
And
thank you so much. Thank you so much, Baul. Thank you so much. So we go back again to Group A. Group A. Okay, is Abhirup, are you online? Abhirup?
Yes, sir, I'm online.
Okay, Abhirup, can we have you on the video? Abhirup, you can go ahead giving your perspective right now for the round one.
Okay, sir. Hi, everyone. I'm Abhirup Sen-Gupta, and I will be pretty much reiterating what my previous teammates said, and as well as what Group B said. But I'd like to begin with the point that Indian politics have always been accommodating of youth leaders, and the simplest reason being that currently who are considered senior politicians or seasoned politicians, let's say for example, Lalu Prasad Yadav. He started as a youth leader back when emergency was held, during 1975 and in between 1977. And along with him, Arun Jaitley as well as Mulayam Singh Yadav or Prakash Ambedkar, they also rose in power as youth leaders. So Indian politics have always been accommodating of youth leaders. But as my previous member as well as Group B member said, that it is the Indian societal notion that politics is sort of a dirty game, as everybody has said before me. And it is because the almost a third of MLAs and MPs that are currently serving now, they have some amount of criminal records, and this gives a bad name to the politics. But we have already seen that even currently in India, there have been instances where political parties have been bringing young actors and actresses or popular figures, or as well as student politicians or student activists to sort of gain the attention of the youth leaders and the young generation in itself. So, for example, we have seen CPIM bringing in SFI stalwarts like Aishi Ghosh, who is 26, as well as like, let's say Dikshita Dhar in Bengal, who is 28. On the other side of the spectrum, we have also seen like, BJP bringing in actresses like Mimi and Nusrat Jahan and like, other actresses, while TMC has brought politicians like from the entertainment industry like Dev, the actor Dev, or this director and actor Raj Chakraborty. So I think politics has always given a safe space to the youth leaders, maybe not to the percentage that we would like to see, but there has always been leaders who are even currently serving. They made their start as youth political leaders. So that's my take on it.
Thank you so much, Abhirup. So going ahead with Group B, I invite Genius to give his perspective. Genius, please go ahead.
Sir. Thank you, sir. At first, I'd like to give thanks to the team SOMC because they have arranged such a wonderful debate session, which is very intellectual. And before starting my speech, at first I'd like to question you all. Question number one: why there is a need of young people, and why young people should get into politics? And number two, why the system should change? As we have covered a lot of things, these two questions I find to be answered. The parliamentary democracy like India, where the political system is only lifeline of the country, education, healthcare system, entrepreneurship, cultivation, small business, women's security, employability, problem of caste, creed and gender equality are completely affected and corrupted by the representative democracy. And this thing is not happening at present only, but also it's happening since the independence of our country, and it is a tremendous problem that remain unsolved till now. Indeed, the people of this country are in fear of failure in every aspect of their life just because of the system. But unfortunately, this political system was intended and created to solve the problem of mankind. But now the political system itself become the biggest problem of our life. That's why there is a need for changing the system. This is the answer to my second question. And that's why there is a need for young people. And it is often said that young people should get into politics. It is true that young people are also very keen to get into politics, to get into the system, for changing the system for the betterment of society. But unfortunately, we are in a system where the sole determinant of success depends upon caste, money, power and influences of money or dynastic affiliation. Already our previous debater said about nepotism. The main problem is money, source of income. None of the political parties have designed under formal or widely circulated stipend mechanism to encourage the talented and young people. For many youth, active engagement with political parties does not translate into a regular source of income, whether through an elected position or through the parties. And that's one of the main reasons a young could not take the risk of becoming unemployment for lifetime.
Genius, and last 1 minute.
Secondly, if you look into the present body of the parliamentary system, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, how many young parliamentarians are below the age of 30 or 35 from the ordinary middle class or below middle class family? Unfortunately, not a single one. Though there are some instances of young people are being elected or are being promoted in parties just for their family background or dynastic background or having money power. Either some of their family members are in politics or are in higher position in the system. He or she will be encouraged in getting to politics. This is becoming an autonomous system today. But why we don't have a Barack Obama or why we don't have a David Cameron who without having any strong political background or strong money power, or not having that much of popularity like Nusrat Jahan, like Mimi Chakraborty, will be selected by the parties and elected by the people. Not at all. Thereby the competency, talent, hard work and sincerity are not encouraged.
Okay,
That is
okay,
why
Genius will have to wrap up here. Thank you so much. Point well taken. I proceed ahead with Group A. So, okay, Kayan, would you like to the last person from Group A, Kayan? Would you like to go ahead?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry. First of all, I would like to thank you for sir for having me here and giving me this opportunity. I totally agree with my teammates, and I would like to add a few more details on this topic. As we all know, India is a democratic country, and it has a population of nearly 1.3 billion. And youth makes 19.1%, and this is 1/5 of the country's total population, is below the age of 35 years. That can be called as young generations. This is a class that is most powerful physically and mentally. Those who make every effort for the development of the country and their families. The backbone of India is the youth and plays the main role in make the country. The future of any country becomes beautiful by the youth of the country. And this is the duty of young generation to make their country proud. And yet, in the current Lok Sabha, just 12% are youth leaders. These statistics are appealing and show how the country's political scenario is facing an acute shortage of enthusiasm, vigor, energy, and talent. You might think the numbers enable one to ponder over the issues that if the youth of our country is achieving milestones in all other spheres of life and emerging as leaders and people who can actually change the world, why is the youth population is so low in politics? And as one delves deeper into question, there are numerous thoughts which come to mind of people like dishonesty, corruption, malpractices, and many more. And to solve this problem, an interesting fact to note here is the way to change the current status of our country. India is actually by increasing participants and involvement of youth into politics. They are age game changer because of the simple reason that they do realize the problem in the status quo and have the potential to change it. And there is a need for the active involvement of more youth to participate in the election. That will increase the dialogue between the electors and the elected. And there is some excitement around the youth participation in the election because it has been 72 years since independence, and we have similar trends in politics repeating themselves, thus showing that politics caught in a vicious circle. The time has come for a change, and participation of the youth is a great catalyst. And there is a question in everyone's mind: does the fact of a candidate being young matter to the young voters? And do youth vote with more enthusiasm if there are young candidates? The answer is yes. The young candidates will attract more youth. And this is why nowadays mainstream political parties are trying really hard to capture the young imaginations over the past decade. The Kanhaiya Kumar, Meenakshi Mukherjee, Akhilesh Yadav, Abhishek Banerjee, and many more. And political parties provide the youth with everything they need. So slowly but gradually, political leaders and parties are empowering youth. This is it from my side, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kayan. Well said. Now I proceed ahead with Group B. I think Pratiti is the last one left from Group B. Pratiti, you may go ahead.
Yes, sir. I am very lucky to actually speak and represent certain problems of youth because unfortunately Lok Sabha has no representative. So this has been a major problem in youth politics in India because if we go by the cultural proclivity to respect the elderly despite of their competencies is always has prevailed in India. So if I take the example of a very micro level, so we see the head of the family has always been the eldest person in the family. And there has been no young people in the family who has participated in taking the decision or maybe talking about it because the elders have been the one who has always restricted us not to interfere in the family matters because elders are the one who should actually take the decision. So this has been a very micro problem which has gone to a very macro problem, that is in Lok Sabha. Because if we go, everyone has talked about that why there is a low population of youth in the Lok Sabha or maybe the parliament. Because today, if we grow up, most of us talk about being some professional where we can earn money, do jobs or something. Nobody talks about being a leader, because because most of the leaders who actually enter the politics are mostly after their retirement. It's always, politics has always been a backup plan for all the politicians. It has never been their primary job to take part in the politics. And the sole reason is why, because of the money, the power of the money, and because most of the politicians belong from a family or a background who has always been in the politics, and the sole problem of nepotism comes up. So when we talk about it, the legislative representative are mostly around 40 to 60 years old, and when the election comes up, there are two major problems that youth has. One is education and one is employment. And I don't see anywhere any politician actually talking about it. There has been pandemic for the last 2 years, but how many politicians took up the issue of education and employment? I barely see anyone talk about it, because these are the two problems that has been seen in the last 2 years drastically. There has been a high increase of unemployment. Youth has been suffering through various problems because of the online education system, because the whole thing has gone online and the government has done nothing about it. And this is because there is no representation of youth in the parliament. Because if there is no representation who can actually understand our problem and actually tell about it, there are youth parties like AVVP, there are youth parties for Congress, and I agree those are important and those have created resistance, but how much did they have impact in the national politics? Barely. So this is a major problem that we need to actually talk about it, because youth needs to take part in the national politics, not just be a normal political youth party.
Pragati, I think we are roughly having 20 seconds.
So
Are you
that's
done?
all from me.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Pragati. Again, point well taken. All right. So I hope I have covered all the group members, all the team members from both the groups. Yeah. Genius, Baul, Pragati, Shadman, Sagnik, Kayan, Abhirup, Chandrima.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so all set in, guys. You have given very good points, the well noted points, in fact, and really appreciate that you have done good homework before this program. I really appreciate this. So now, with that said, we proceed ahead to our second round. Now, in the second round, this is going to be an open debate. Okay, here you can give a rebuttal. Here you can counter arguments, and you can present your own facts. Now here I will be giving you the topic. I will read out a topic, then you can start with the debate. Okay, you can start giving your point of view. All right. So both the groups, Group A and Group B, please be ready. I will again repeat the names. Group A, we have got Chandrima, Abhirup, Kayan, and Sagnik, and on the Group B side we have got Shadman, Pratiti, Baul, and Genius. Okay, Group A is talking for supporting the fact that supporting the view that political parties are supporting youth leaders. Group B is speaking against, in the opposition. Is this clear? Yeah. So Shadman, Pratiti, Baul, Genius, you are in the opposition. Chandrima, Abhirup, Kayan, and Sagnik, you are speaking for. So please keep this in mind. So with that said, let us go ahead. The first topic, the first point that I am going to mention here. Just a second. Yeah. So the first point is. So the question is, students, please listen to this carefully. Do young politicians or those who are getting into politics for the very first time, do they get similar or same opportunities as older politicians? You may start.
Not at all. No, sir.
No, of course, sir. They get similar and equal opportunities, as my fellow partner have already said that now, in in the recent time elections, we have already seen many young politicians to have who have participated and also won the election with remarkable number of vote. You can say that no, they can't, they don't get opportunities in this field. It's a really wrong statement.
Okay, Praditi wants to. Okay, Praditi wants to add a point. You can raise your hand. Yes, you may raise your hand. Praditi, yes, go ahead.
Yes, sir. So, as one of the fellow speakers actually pointed out, like youth actually participating in the recent elections, let me take up the example of West Bengal election, like the assembly election that happened last year. So, most of the youth leaders were actually celebrities, talking about Nusrat Jahan, Shravanti, Yash Dasgupta, because many of them talk about it. What about Debanshu, who is actually a youth leader? He was not appointed as a single constituency. So how is this a fair representation of youth?
All right. Okay, Shadman. Shadman has a point. Yes, Shadman.
And another thing is, I would like to add with Praditi that why Bharatiya Janata Party give tickets to a Bollywood celebrity, that is Mithun Chakraborty. They give the ticket to Mithun Chakraborty. There are other people, there are other youngsters as well there who are supposed to be a candidate from BJP who can work more than Mithun Chakraborty. But why Mithun Chakraborty? We all know why. The reason is very clear. The why is very clear. But still, if you are supporting, then I don't have to argue with that.
No, being a celebrity is a different thing. You can't deny the fact that they are young. We are here talking about whether young.
Mithun Chakraborty is not young in any aspect of the matter. In any aspect,
no, but we are not talking about.
You are presenting here one example, Mithun Chakraborty, and I am talking about they are celebrities, but they are young. You can't deny the fact that
the celebrities who have been given the constituencies. The celebrities who have been given the constituency, the sole reason they have been given, the sole reason that they have been given is because they are famous.
Potential enough.
They don't have any potential. They don't really have any idea how to run a country.
Okay. Chandrima, hold on. Chandrima, hold on. Let Baul finish, then I come to you. Baul, yeah, go ahead.
The thing about the celebrities, parties giving the celebrities the chance and considering them to be the representatives of the youth is very funny, because first and foremost, these celebrities have no idea what the youth wants or what the youth actually goes through every day. They are celebrities, and the word celebrity means that they are not going through the same problems that we are going through. And the reason that parties are giving the chance, the constituencies or tickets to them, is because they know they're famous. People know their faces. People see their movies. They want to hang out with them. They want to go to a date with them. They would like to go to the dinner.
Okay, Baul. Now hold on. So, now coming back to Chandrima. Just one second,
so
Chandrima, you make your point.
60% or 50% or 70% of people who have voted them are actually fooled that they don't know how to select their own representative. That and
yes, I am.
You are basically telling common people and also I would like to point, Shadman and Genius have said that poverty and education to be one.
You have spoken. Let other people speak as well.
Yeah. Let's let Kayan, Abhirup, and Praditi come in. Kayan, let's begin with you.
Also there. Sagnik is also there.
Yeah, we'll also come to Sagnik. We'll also come to Sagnik. Kayan, Abhirup, and Sagnik. You can let's begin with Kayan. Yes.
So why we have stuck with the celebrities? There are lots of people, young people, that like Meenakshi Mukherjee. She is the state secretary of the Democratic Youth Federation of India, and she was fielded as a left front candidate from Sanjuk Morcha against Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. She is getting chances, so youth are getting chances.
Okay, Abhirup, come in.
So I think we deviated from the factor that we are speaking about like youth's representation, and even if they're celebrities, they might represent youth because they are youth, and just because they are famous, then doesn't mean that
Okay. Okay. Let's come to Sagnik. Sagnik, then Pragati, then Genius. Yes, Sagnik. Yes.
Yes, sir. So going by what my teammates already cited, that our notion was youth representation, and youth can be represented in many ways. So if the party chose some people to be representatives of the youth, and let's say they are celebrities or they are not, and if the commoners are voting, and the commoners not only consists of the uneducated or lowly educated people, even the highly educated people are also voting and have the statistics show that they have voted for them, that means they do find some potential in those leaders. Otherwise, the entire like state isn't like hasn't gone nuts that they would keep voting for someone just like that.
Okay, Sagnik. We'll go to Praditi. Praditi, genius. For Praditi, yes.
So many of them said like why these celebrities are actually, they are also youth. So why not like we are not considering actually a part of youth politics. So if I want to say, I would also like to question like, if they are actually a youth politician, why weren't they already a part of youth politics before? Because if they wanted to serve the nation as a politician, they could have easily went to a youth political party and joined it and helped it. But after election, how many of we see this youth politician actually whom we claim to be celebrities like Nusrat or maybe Mimi, who are actually coming up to television and debating? We actually, like I personally see when I switch on ABP Anand or Zee 24 Ghanta, I see Devanshu speaking about it. Why? Because they solely don't have any idea how to talk in these political matters. They have never been built and grown up in these political situations.
Okay, we'll go to Genius. Genius, yes.
As in questioned on the young and the experienced politician, I mean the senior politician, I would like to criticize the CPM, how they how they were going on before 5 or 10 years ago. The party was completely controlled by the senior politicians. Recently they have realized that young should come in front of the way, and they should take forward the decisions and decision making ability. So it seems like that CPM before some 10 or 5 years ago, the party was completely controlled by the senior, and nowadays Oishi or you can say Meenakshi, and these are some of the instances, but it's only at the very recent time. But formerly the party was completely controlled by the senior politicians.
Okay. Yeah, Abhirup, you have a point to make?
Yes, sir. So as Praditi mentioned that many of these celebrities, and she rightfully mentioned Devanshu. Now, being from Bali constituency, where Devanshu is actually Devanshu is also from, so I would like to say, like, I would like to counter question Praditi, like, don't you think that Devanshu and that song that he made is part of the reason that he has become so popular? And same with, like, why should we say that youth leaders like, let's say, Deepshita, also from Bali, and let's say Oishi, they are not celebrities in their own right. They are also pretty famous from their own work.
Okay. So now let's go to Baul. A quick one, Baul. I think you are waiting. You can give me a quick feedback what you wanted to say.
So I was actually still going on about the fact that this so-called celebrities and the fact that people are voting for them, knowing that they are seeing some kind of potential in them. I think even madness has some method, doesn't it? There is a method in madness too.
Okay, all right. So Praditi and Chandrima, I think they want to counter Abhirup. Yeah, Praditi, we go ahead with you.
Yes, sir. So talking about Devanshu, like I agree, like he made a popular song and like this, but like still he didn't get the opportunity to represent in the actual politics. His just song was used, but where did he get the seat and the opportunity to actually represent Bali? He didn't get it. And talking about Oishi, like who is coming from the CPM party. Actually, one of the fellow speakers, Genius, actually spoke about it. Like CPM had this idea of actually, like political parties mostly had the elder people few years back. And in the last election, what we saw is like totally having their ideology changed and like collaborating with other parties, bringing on the young leaders from SFIs and the higher post. So where was it for a few years back? Why did they change it? So if he actually asked me, I would like to ask these questions to him. Why did they actually went and actually changed and thought suddenly one fine day that the youth actually matters?
All right. Chandrima, you want to add something here?
Yes, I would like to add that you can't expect changes to happen suddenly. It takes time. It happens gradually in your family, in the dining table. There will always be a chair where your father sits, and no other family members gets to sit there because he is the head of the family. But gradually, when he will feel like you are ready to take responsibility, maybe you will sit on that chair someday. And you said that while you open the television, you see only Devanshu speaking. I will also like to mention there are other fellow politicians who are not celebrities like Sudip Raha, Kohinoor Majumdar, Tirthankar Bhattacharya, Supriya Chanda, Shataro Ghosh. They are doing well and they are not celebrities. And you can't let a person decide that you can't force them to think that when they will like to be in this field, when like to join this field, maybe they thought that it is the right time for them to join in this field. That's why it took time for them to step forward. We already know that the politics is a very
okay, Chandra, let's let me come back to Sagnik once because he has a point to make, and then I'll go ahead with Abhirup. Sagnik, yes.
So also siding with Chandrima that and going like questioning Pratiti that evolution or anything as a matter of fact, any change, it's never sudden. Evolution or even the slightest mutation that takes place in my laboratories that on projects that we work on, even they need some source, some material to bring about that change. And obviously, in the past 3 decades, India has now seen a huge number of Gen Z and Gen X who have a very different and strong mindset. That is why these people have to incorporate this youth as of now. Because otherwise, if this change would have not been there from the very beginning, then like this change wouldn't have come, as you said. But since the change is there, they had accepted it. That is what makes it. That is what makes them evolving or understanding the scenario and adapting to it. That the parties now need to know.
Okay, all right. So okay, Shadman has also raised his hand. Yes, Shadman, I'll come to Abhirup in a minute. Shadman, yes. A quick point, please.
Yeah, Sagnik, I would like to contradict with you here that the way you said that in your laboratory there is always need some time to get mutate, to get change, but we already gave the time. We already passed that time. We already gave that time to someone who is already on the age to solve everything, and now it's time to give the key to someone who can really handle the thing. That means who have the strategy, who have the plan, who don't use the telemeter to speak before the audience. Are you getting what I mean to say? And that in that time period you're talking about that particular mutation thing. Mutation is already done. That mutation period is gone. If you still watching on the change, the series of changing, that how the things are changing and how the other people will come and will join and their share experience, the time is gone. The time is gone because that's how the world is working right now.
Okay, Shadman. Okay, Abhirup, a quick point from you. Yes, you wanted to counter Praditi. I get it.
Abhirup, yes, again, like just because they are celebrities, that doesn't mean that they're not part of the youth. And to counter Shadman's point, we already know that they have started working and they're like, bringing in more youth representatives, for example, CPIM, as well as like, BJP, and be it for popularity, on the basis of popularity, or like, just because they want to make a comeback because they're existing leaders or like their previous leaders have become really old and they are not they will not be the most effective in their positions like right now. So that doesn't matter. Like, it's changing, and it's changing because they have recognized the problem. And now, for example, like, CPM is making a comeback because they realize that they have like, very influential old leaders who are not like, cutting the job anymore. Like, we're not
okay. Let's go to Genius. Genius has not said much. So Genius, yes.
Yes. I'd like to counter Abhirup that Abhirup shared about CPM. CPM has realized it when they are on existential crisis. We can say they are on ICU. Okay, so it is beyond the time. We have crossed the limits of time. They are in existential crisis. That is why they tie up with as they always told that we are secular, but they have tie up with that so-called party. I mean, Bhaijan's party. So this is not about the policies. Policies, we have crossed the limits, we have crossed the time. Already one of the CPM leader, I mean Shanmay Bhattacharya, Shumon Bhattacharya, I think, recently told about the stipend policy of CPM. They have provided a very little amount of money to the young politicians who have joined their parties, but it is on the respect, it is very low amount of money. So how they could how they could move on, how they could going on
Okay.
their
Okay, genius. Okay, guys, let's do one thing. Let us wrap up now. So I'll just give a quick point. Okay, Chandrima, you give me a quick point. Kayan, you give me a quick. So starting with Chandrima, yes. Give me a quick whatever you want to add over here.
I would like to add that they are saying ki the revolution, it took already a long time, but the freedom we are getting right now, the independence we got, it is because of young freedom fighters. So it's not that the young are not got involved in politics. In recent times, we are much involved in politics from very early times. Maybe we are getting we got very less opportunities to hold our head high, but now, as we have learned, as we have got to know that it is important, as we are more technologically developed, as we are more socially developed, we know how to use our social media. Maybe we are not active in that way in the field, because we know politics is a very violent kind of thing. We always recognize in that way. So our family members actually doesn't want us to get involved, but we are involved. Whenever we go to any chai ki dukan, or whenever we travel by any train or bus, if we pick up any political topic, you will see that, you will notice that people will be keen to listen to you, and will also be involved to discuss with you in that topic.
Okay, Chandrima, let's wrap. I want to go ahead with Kayan. Kayan has not said anything. Kayan, you want to add anything over here?
Yes, sir. Chandrima, whatever Chandrima said is totally right. And I'd like to add some more point about that celebrity thing. That don't they vote? All knows what is good for our country or not, and it doesn't matter if you're a celebrity or a normal person. You just need to have that will to develop ethics, encourage strategic thinking, and innovative mindset and vision. That there's nothing to do with if you are a celebrity or a normal person.
Okay,
that's it,
students, we go with the second question. Now we can go on throughout the day. I'm very sure about it. You have got sufficient number of points. We'll go with the second question, please. Okay, just hang on. So a lot of points are coming in, and I'm happy that you guys have got some good. You're also presenting some historical data, some data from the news. It's very great. So now the next question is. Please listen to the question carefully. Okay, the point, I'll say this is a point. The statement is, younger politicians need to invest many years in politics before they can enter electoral politics. Let's debate. Younger folks, again I'm repeating, younger folks need to invest many years in politics before they can successfully enter electoral politics. Yes.
No, sir. Not at all.
No, sir.
There is no need. There is no need much experiences to run politics, to be in the politics, because the people who are already in the politics, who are actually doing in the politics, they are just trying to make loopholes for their own sake. But the personality with the younger personality with some new thoughts, some creative thoughts will come. They will always contribute towards the modern world which we are entering now, which is obviously the digital world we are entering right now. So after the pandemic happened, whatever the kind of situation is, there's always need a youngster, a young mind, a creative mind who understands the demand of the situation, not the one who is already 45, 50 years old, who don't know about the gadgets, who don't know about the digitalization.
Okay. Coming to Pradeep. Pradeep, you want to counter this? Yes.
So, like, I would actually agree with Shadman, because when we actually see, like, but in reality, it's actually true. But unfortunately, this is not going to help the Indian population in any way, because we actually need a young mind to understand our problems, which is like education and employment, which has been a major crisis. Nobody talks about it, because the parliament is busy talking about some religious stuff, which only the older people understands. So this is very much important for young minds to come into politics, and the experience shouldn't matter, rather than what is the motive and what idea they actually have. New ideas should come up into politics.
Okay, Abhirup, coming to you.
So I think that politics has always been a game of popularity, and like these young people who are like getting into the politics, they are not necessarily experienced. And like again, I know that opposing team will be countering my points with like again the celebrity thing, and they are getting the celebrities are coming into the the politics without any much experience, and comparatively. So is this representatives from the student political circuit or like the SFI like unions, they're also coming into politics, and they don't have necessarily as much experience as like the older generation of politicians they have, and they're bringing in their new ideas and political notions, and they don't have that experience. So I don't think that they require experience or somehow they are being withheld, not because of their lack of experience.
Okay, coming to Genius from the opposition team. Yes, Genius.
I completely agree with the argument what you said. If you look at the figures of the population versus representation, we understand that younger folks need to invest many years in politics before they can successfully enter electoral parties representing leading political parties. Thousands of youth become supporters and political aspirants in districts, but only a handful get a chance to enter electoral politics due to the limitations of the number of seats and experience of what opposite did. But it is quite unfortunate.
Okay, going to Chandrima. Yes, Chandrima from Group A. Yes.
Yes, I would like to mention that no, they are getting worst opportunities to participate in the electoral elections. For example, I would like to mention Aditya Thackeray, who has contested for the MLA seat in 2019 Maharashtra Legislative Assembly, and now currently and also emerged victorious. Dushyant Chautala, who is stood for Janak Janata Party politician and now Deputy Chief Minister of Haryana. Pritam Gopinath Munde, he has won with the highest amount of vote margin till now, 6,96,321 votes for BJP. And Vikramaditya Singh, he has been 6th Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh. So you see, you need just basic interest, not here education matters, not poverty matters to be a representative. The thing matters thought process, your foresight, and how much you're brave enough. I would like to also mention a real life example. We have been provided with an assignment by Shunan sir regarding a political topic, but when we went to do survey, we have seen by in our own eyes that young people, they know about politics, they have something to talk about tell about politics, but in front of camera they are not brave enough to speak about.
Okay. Sagnik has raised his hand. Sagnik is from the same team. Sagnik, you want to add anything over here?
Yes, sir. So I would also agree to what Chandrimadi said, that young people are getting the opportunity, and it's necessarily not the experience that they would have to gain over a period of time after they join the party or whatsoever. Because from the very beginning of life, we do hear these things all around. Our environment throughout is conditioned and filled with politics in any scenario, be it a college or a student, or a school life, as I mentioned earlier, even in the corporate world as well. So if someone has the farsightedness the predictability, the instincts to work, and is brave enough to take steps against or stand against others to prove his points and be firm on his ground, then for sure one can go ahead, and any youth can do this. So experience or a lot of experience by staying under some aged politician is clearly not a mandate in this scenario.
Okay, I'll go to Baul. Baul has been quiet for some time. Yes, Baul, go ahead.
Sir, the thing about is the thing that I actually want to ask both Chandrima and Abhirup is that the very reason that people the parties are going for the younger faces, the younger generation right now, especially for this pandemic areas, is because as Genius said that they are in pretty much in an ICU. They don't have the aged leaders don't have the digital know-how, technical know-how to do anything without the younger people. They need us. They need the youth right now to technically do their jobs. I am 100% sure Modi did not know how to start a Zoom meeting on his own before some young person came up and taught him that. He had no idea how to create a link in Microsoft Teams or share a host. They need that. It's not that they are getting the youths are getting chances. They are being taken advantage of. They're being taken advantage of. It's just like it's a bubble that they're being. We are giving you chances. We are giving you lots of chances. Come and work with us. But it's basically taking the youth's knowledge and using that for their own benefits. Okay. Because
when they are giving you opportunity, you are feeling like being used. That doesn't something you should say about Paul.
Okay. I want to come to Shad.
Opportunities can only be classified opportunities when it is actually
in our own university.
It has to be meant for some actual reason. You cannot put it under a blanket of some other thing.
Dharna and all just in favor of giving online exam because they don't want to give offline exams. In our own university, we have witnessed that. So government is helpless. If now government withdraws,
but the government is helpless. That's my point.
But that was also started by the youth. But that was also started by you, Chandrima. Chandrima, that was also started by youth.
It is helpless.
Those are all youth. Those are all very adults. They doesn't have any experience regarding the protest. They are not doing the morcha or doing anything.
And you are saying that government is putting a ban and restriction on education facilities and all. There is no one to speak about, and you are in favor of online examination. So what's your point in this case?
It's nothing to. I think you misunderstood me. It's nothing about going for favor for online education or something like that. I'm saying the government has
the government has.
It's not about online
education. He's not in the favor of online exam. He's not speak like that he's in the favor of online exam.
Students, guys, let's not go beyond the topic. Let's stick to the topic. Okay.
So
I want to go to Abhirup. Abhirup is actually itching to answer something. I can see it in his eyes. Yes, Abhirup.
So, like I said in my opening statement, it's not now that we are seeing the rise in youth politicians. We are seeing this there is because two reasons. Mainly because of the social media activism that we have seen. Many of the student leaders or politicians that are coming in, the young politicians that are coming in, are actually activists in their own right, and they are from their activism they got forayed into this world of politics. And see, the boom of this young politicians comes from events like, let's say, this emergency, when we saw the rise of Lalu Prasad Yadav and so on. And then this recent, let's say, the CA riots or the JNU riots we have seen gave rise to certain SFI or SFI stalwarts like Aishwi or this Dipshita or even Kanhaiya Kumar and all those stuff. So this is these events occur, and then we are having these are getting promoted amongst the youth via social media and the internet and everything, and then we are getting this boom of surge of young politicians that is pouring into the politics. And these events come in, and then it creates a influx of these kinds of politicians.
Got it. Abhirup, now I would like to go to Genius. Genius is also waiting. Genius, yes.
Yes, I'd like to counter Chandrima. Chandrima has said the helplessness of government for improving education policies. I'd like to add on it that politicians are not invested in some of the core issues that affect in the failure of youth within or outside politics. Political leader and elected representatives are not seen doing enough to improve the quality of public education institution, starting from primary level to tertiary level, which shape the future of youth. As kids of most politicians today go to private schools and colleges, they are not keen to game or hardly bother about the quality of education in public institution. It is indeed true. Because as we say in rural areas, there are lots of young talented students who don't have internet, who don't have phone. So they are also youth, and they are the part of decision making for this representative democracy. So this is also a failure of government. Senior politicians controlled government.
Okay, Genius, thanks. I want to go to quickly to Pratiti over here. Pratiti is also waiting to counter something, it seems. Yes, Pratiti, go ahead.
Yes, for a long time.
Yeah.
So, like as Chandrima mentioned, some of the names like Vikram Aditya Nath, Aditya Thakur. So, I would like to ask, like they have been a part of like the political background, because if she was unaware, Vikram Aditya Nath is the son of I guess Veerbhadra Singh. Vikram Aditya Singh. Vikram Aditya Singh was the son of Veerbhadra Singh, who is the CM of Himachal Pradesh. Then Aditya Thakur is the son of Uddhav Thakur. So they are having a political background. They belong from a family who has been a part of the politics, electoral politics. They have never come up one fine day from the youth politics and joined this electoral politics or have been given the opportunity. Because and then I guess Abhirup also pointed out of how like the youth politics played the role during the CAA protest. But let me ask him, was it like did the government give enough value to it? Government didn't, because we know how there were riots and how people actually entered the JNU campuses and how these youth leaders were taken into jail just because speaking against the government. So how is the government giving the value to these youth politicians? Then there were, I heard some people actually talk about how people actually took stances on the online examination in our campuses. So let me tell you, like this is the sole reason why representation is important, because if we take the example of Jadavpur, people actually protested to have offline classes, and they actually sat down on road with the professors to actually have offline classes, offline exams. This is the sole reason why youth representation is important, because there is a very diverse mind. We need to have proper representation, proper number of representation to actually state our opinions, because people are having different opinions. So this is very crucial.
Okay. I want to go to Chandrima. Chandrima wants to counter. Chandrima, yes, a quick counter from your end.
I think nepotism happens because they have seen their ancestors, their father, they know how these things work. They are brave enough, they are experienced, by seeing they are experienced enough, they know how these things work. So if you ask now a common people, if you ask you to join politics, you will say, ye mera kaam nahi hai, this is not my things to do. You will not be that straightforward enough to speak about it. Fear works here, not nepotism, not a celebrity thing. Nothing actually matters here.
Okay,
someone.
Chandrima, let me quickly go to Sagnik. Sagnik, you want to add anything over here?
Yes, sir. I would like to add the fact that even though if you can call it nepotism or not, these people are in fact the youth. That is one thing that cannot be denied overall. And also the fact that they are working from whichever background they have been from. They could be from an background which has politics involved in it, or a background that might not be having a political hold overall. but still, when they were given the responsibility or when they took up the seat, they have lived up more or less, these youth, to the expectations, even though they might not have the apparent long experience.
All right. Quickly, I'll go to Kayan. Kayan has raised her hand. She has not given much opportunity to speak. So Kayan, please go ahead.
And if normal people wouldn't join politics, then they'll have to join from a background of politics. So they'll have to join then.
So if I may interject, like
yes, go ahead.
We are not exactly fighting. We are not exactly debating whether like nepotism in politics is a bad thing or is it taking away from the youth. We're talking about the representation in general, and like Kayan said that youth are participating, and by like legacy from like politics.
I would like to, sorry to interrupt in between, but the Praditi pointed out the JNU, right? The youth are actually involving in the situation. Let me come to the very accurate point that Sharjeel Imam, he created the history. He changed the whole scenario. But where he is now, he put in the jail. Later on, he was later on lots of charges on him as well. He was on the jail as well. So where the government giving the youth chances? Even the government wants to be in the politics. Later on, I would also counter here Chandrima as well, that you put some name here, very famous name here, and their counting of votes in the very beginning, that the people come from such amount of votes. But let me tell you one thing, that these votes are just a collection of vote banks, and you know very well that how the vote banks are emerging right now in the country, how it is very easy to take a particular topic.
I would like, sorry, but I would like to interrupt. You can't claim this thing. You can't claim this thing without any proof. You can't really claim this thing without any proof.
Whenever
it is happening, it may happen, it may not happen. We cannot base our.
It is the fact that
okay. Let's come to Baul. Yes, Baul, go ahead.
Whenever Avirop, Kayan, and Chandrima has all told a number of names, and they actually reiterated the fact that we are not talking about whether nepotism is good or bad, but these names and their backgrounds. Isn't that exactly the same thing as gaining experience? Like, they are seeing their family, they are seeing their parents, they're seeing their whole khandan do politics for the whole. That's basically getting experience. That's what Sir said. That's the
exactly.
that was the question. Young politicians need to have a lot of experience under older people to get into the electoral positions. Even if they are getting chances, they're getting chances because they are getting the experience or getting the value. Getting the benefit of the experience of their family. That's the basic difference. That's how nepotism is.
Yeah.
That's
so
how
let me ask you something.
No, basically,
one second.
and then
one second. Abhirup, Abhirup, please ask your question to Baul. Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah, so Baul, let me ask you something. Like, we as students, right? We are in a course of journalism or whoever, like media related course. Aren't we doing the same thing? We are getting our experiences from someone who is like, older than us. We are learning things from someone who is older than us. Yes, we can learn on the side, but eventually we are doing the same thing. So how is this a bad thing per se? And experience, youth leaders are also getting experience because of their involvement in student politics, as well as other organizational level politics, and anything is experience. Even this debate is our experience this time.
I never said that gaining experience is a bad thing. I
understand. You were saying that.
I said that in a youth, no matter even if they are coming from a political background, they are getting that experience from their family. And the Sir's point was, young politicians need to expend more time to get to electoral position. My point is, it is a fact that young youth politicians, even if they are in a sector where they can get electorate positions, they still need to get study under, or even as you put in as students, we are learning from our teachers to learn about something. Yes, it's experience, and we are learning from them so that we understand the subject. And if we want to become teachers later, we can get experiences from them. And it's not a bad thing to get experience, but that does not change the fact that it is
Okay, Baul. Let's hear Chandrima. Then I'll quickly go to Sagnik and Genius after that. Yeah,
When Rajat sir introduced us with this topic, the day before yesterday, we are ourselves we are not much aware about this topic, and we didn't even know these names. But within one day research, we got to know everything. And today we are debating here. So how much time it took for us to debate here and countering each other? Did it took time for us to be here? No. So how you are saying that it will take time for youngsters who are much more developed to be more actively involved in this field?
Okay, Chandrima, let me go to.
Because the reason is we are being given the chance to speak here, and they are not being given the chance to work there.
Okay, Baul.
Learning can come from anywhere. It is not a particular time or particular date or particular time period to learn something. Learning can come any time period.
It can happen in an hour.
So,
okay,
but then
the
legacy politicians who are coming from political backgrounds, so they can also use the same point. No, they can also learn anytime if they want, not necessarily from their own family.
But giving you case study of Jessica Lal, where Manu Sharma shot it. Manu Sharma.
We are talking about criminal activities, and that is a different thing. No, we are talking here about experience.
Criminal activities can be done by both young and
old. Political party, okay, but he belongs from political party. He can be a good politician as well.
So here you are representing a bad example for youngsters that in politics, criminal activities
I am giving you the case study.
This is not a bad example. This is very
anywhere.
12 years for that.
Okay, guys, hold on, guys, hold on, hang on.
Not a bad example.
Okay, guys, hold on. Please, guys, let's hold on. Let me come to Sagnik one. Sagnik, a quick point from your end, then I'll go to Genius and Pratiti.
Yes. So, to what Baulda said, that and also the other person, I'm very, very sorry, I don't know his name as of now, said that these people are from backgrounds of politics, and that's why they could get into the electoral phase. So what do you think, like right after birth they are being taught politics, or are they being involved into politics from the very beginning of their life? No, just like any other normal, healthy individual, they attend their schools, they attend their colleges, they use up their most of their times playing sports or doing whatever they like. Apart from that, even we all do the very same thing, but in due course of time, even while doing so, a word or two from here and there just eavesdrops every other minute. And if that cumulative fact, if you put it under if you try and compare it with the experience, like the particular experience that the question wants, the question is indicating that they have to join a party, then be there in the party under some leader and gain an experience. And if you are comparing this sort of experience to this overall evolutionary experience, then I don't think that's a very right thing to do.
Okay, I'll come to Genius. Genius, yes, go ahead.
I'd like to say we are not on the line of what you have said. Younger politicians and senior politicians. This is not about nepotism at all. So I would like to say, as we see the political domain as a good career option, so there is not such opportunity for young people to make a good career with money, with the reputation. So this is a larger period of time. This is a long period of time to make money, to make himself established. And while he is thinking about electoral policies, and during the time of vote bank politics, it is very tough for a young to spend such a money for election and get a ticket from that vote bank scenario.
Okay. Genius, let me go to Prayati. We just have last 5 minutes to wrap up this session. Prayati, quick point from your end.
Yes, sir. So what many of us discuss is the experience in politics, but nobody talked about the experience as in the on-ground reality, which actually brings up the diversity in the politics, because the names that were taken, more than nepotism, it's the elite class who actually got into politics because they have the power of money. And the people who actually have the on-ground reality, let me tell you, like many took up the name of Oishi Ghosh, who was a youth politician. She participated in the West Bengal elections recently, but did she win? No. but the people who were actually celebrities and people claim them to be a youth leader here actually won it because they have the power of fame. The power matters a lot than having an experience on the on-ground reality, I would like to say.
So power over
So,
reality.
but we are
Okay.
not, sir, but
I
like
would
we are
like
not
to
debating
draw
this
one thing.
fame thing. No, we are debating if
Our
they are getting
present
ever
Prime
opportunities.
Minister, our present Prime Minister, our so-called Prime Minister Narendra, and he was a chaiwala and now he himself got snatched for himself the opportunity to be here at this present.
There is
But he became the prime minister when he became
there is
old.
no
He
evidence. There is no
didn't become
documented
prime
evidence
minister
that
all
shows
at
that he
once
was
at
ever a
one night.
chaiwala. There is
He
no
was here.
documented evidence that shows that he was
No.
ever a chaiwala. There is no documented evidence that he has ever
No,
passed.
you
No,
are
but
going
he
on a
doesn't.
different route.
Even if
You are
even
going
if
on a
we don't
different
There
say,
is no documented
No.
evidence of him ever being a chaiwala.
even if we don't take in consideration of any
And he
documentation of
and
being a
he
chaiwala,
became a
Never
he did come from a like
By the way,
a
we can
humble
see
background.
that-
And
All
ever
right.
he
All right.
never
All right.
There is no
All right.
documented
Guys,
evidence that he was
Guys,
being a
please.
minister as a
Guys,
chaiwala.
guys,
After
guys,
election,
let's
he
calm
was
down.
being a
Hold
minister.
down.
Let's calm
See
down.
our former president.
Hold on,
The
please.
teacher,
Hold on.
was
Nobody
also from a very poor family, but he himself snatched this opportunity to be our former
Okay,
president.
okay, Chandrima, let's put a hold over here. Okay, guys, we are running short of time. Please let us also respect the time. Now,
So just one thing I would like to add, like who needs a document to be a chaiwala?
okay, Abhirav, okay,
You
let's
need,
kind of.
you need to have some reason to claim that you are something before claiming that. I can claim to be Batman with and
But he
that makes
Yes,
he
we
never
can claim
refused
that, but
how?
like
He never refused it.
nobody
He
needs
never.
nobody needs a document to be a
You at
Batman
least
either.
have some kind of proof,
So
like
I'm
a
Batman
photo,
from today onwards.
photograph or something that you are a chaiwala. Who know that you are a chaiwala?
but
There is
even
no document.
see the thing is that the thing is
passing an institutionalized exam.
we are
There is
we
no
are
document.
no
There
see
is no
we are
document.
we
Okay,
are
okay,
currently
okay.
like alleging that he is a chaiwala or he is not a chaiwala. That is not even the part of the question. The question, the point is that he came from humble backgrounds, and that is what we are trying to say. Even
Yeah,
if he is
but
not a
he didn't
chaiwala, but he
become a
didn't
leader
have.
when he was young, right?
Yeah,
He
but that's
became
his
when he
personal
actually
choice.
grew
No,
old.
he
That's
went
my
into
point. He
pilgrimage
was
and
also
stuff, then that's
young.
his
He
personal
was
What
also
was
choice.
he
young
doing when he
when
was
he was young.
young?
Exactly.
He was
Then
not
He
he
has been a
became
part of the politics. He rose up the chain of the politics when he was young.
Remember the okay. If we take a back a few years, let him be a few years younger. Remember the Gujarat riot? He was younger back then, right? Let's make him young.
Exactly.
What was he doing during the
Exactly.
Gujarat riot?
We are talking about, see, here we are talking about the person. We are not talking about like, we are not talking about the
We are not
representation
talking
of youth.
about their activities
Just
here.
controversial
I'm
words.
talking
We are
about
not
their
talking
activities.
about their
I'm talking about his
activities.
speech. What was he
Okay,
doing?
guys. Okay, guys.
Here
Okay,
we are
guys.
targeting a person. No, that's
Going on a
not part of
different
our
topic.
debate.
Okay, students.
Guys, you are
Guys,
So I have a topic.
Guys,
to
please.
Stick to the topic. Stick to the topic. Stick to the
Please
topic.
stick
You
to
are-
the topic.
Yes,
Okay.
please stick to the
Okay,
topic.
listen, guys. Now let me do one thing. Let me do one thing. Okay, let me do one thing, please. Let me do one thing right now. We are losing. We have limited time, guys. So let's also respect the fact that we have to finish the program also well within the framework of time. So now I want you guys, please select a group leader who can give a closing from your end. So group A, who will be the group leader of group A?
Abhirup.
Abhirup.
Abhirup, okay. Abhirup, can you give a closing from on behalf of your group?
Yes, sir. So to sum up everything that we said, that India is youth majority country, and we have seen historically, even since the time of emergency, that current politician leaders and whoever it is who are on the older side, on the older generation, they have started their career in the politics, being youth leaders, and we have seen both sides of the spectrum, whether they are coming from fame, coming from background, political background, as well as someone coming from SFI or other student body council. They are also coming up into the politics, and so now it is something completely different, and it is not only specific to India. We have also seen the epitomization of youth leaders in USA and other on a global scale with Greta Thunberg or Alexander Ocasio-Cortez or Ihar Omar and all this stuff. So I think popularity matters in politics, but at the same spectrum, we have also seen people not necessarily from the entertainment business or like having political backgrounds have also joined in recently, like Dipshita or Urshi, and so that's it. Like that's to some
Okay.
of.
Okay. The other group, whom would you have here as your leader, please?
Pratiti, go on. Pratiti,
Okay,
go on.
Praditi. Okay, Praditi, can you summarize from your end as a closure?
Yes, sir. So when we talk about youth leaders, what we must understand, it's the idea, give the value to their idea than their experience, because idea is what the India requires at this point of time, because the India has gone through a lot of old leaders who have ruled the India, but the problems that youth faces these days, the education and empowerment, is still lacking, and nobody is talking about it, especially after the pandemic, how the youth have suffered a lot. Topics like mental illness, nobody talks about it, because there are youth who are talking about it, and the older people who are actually there as the leaders, or maybe ruling the state or the nation, nobody talks about it or comes with a policy about it. It's the only youth. So we should give opportunities to the ideas, not just to the experience, because youth has a lot of potential these days.
Okay, okay, okay. Sagnik, since you are our guest, would you like to give a closure from your end, a closing point?
So again, thank you for having me as one of the guest, like the contenders today. And yes, for sure, what Abhirup said, I would totally side with him that the fair amount of chances are being given, and let's say quite a bit of it is being used. And also a fact that has been earlier stated that let's say the time for the mutation is gone. But there is one thing that after the mutation takes place, and till the point that the system becomes formidable with that mutation to run itself with that mutation, there is a phase of lag in that growth. And that growth is the needed period of time that has been is the time that you were taking at telling or asking that why hasn't anything been done over those years, and why now all of a sudden. It is because it took that time.
Thank you so much. Okay, actually, everyone, Baul, since Baul is the organizer of this meeting, he has been very, very instrumental in helping me setting up this meeting. And Baul had requested me that he wants to do a closing. So Baul, so only for you, you can give me a quick closure from your end. One or two lines, please.
I think the only thing that I would like to say is that even if truncheon is used in lieu of conversation, words will always retain their power. Words offer the means to meanings, and to those who listen carefully, the enunciation of truth. And right now, if we actually listen to the youth, instead of just pretending to hear them, we'll be getting a lot of things which will be advantageous to not only the youth, but the whole population, in fact.
Thank you so much. Point well taken, Baul. Thank you so much. So, well, guys, we had an amazing debate. Now I want to go to the audience. I want a quick audience poll. So viewers, tell me which group you found more convincing. So I will. So you have got Group A. Group A consists of Chandrima, Abhirup, Kayan, and Sagnik, and then you have got Group B: Shadman, Pratiti, Baul, and Genius. So, so how many of you vote for Group A? Please raise your hand. How many of you vote for group viewers? How many of you vote for Group A? Student viewers, please. How many of you vote for Group A? Okay, 1, 2. Okay, just two. Only 2 hands have. Okay, 3. Okay, great. Come on, students, fast, quick. 4, 5. Okay. Okay, 6. So 6 people. Okay, 7. Okay. Ashmita has entered the meeting. Who was supposed to be my anchor of this event. Ashmita has just joined in. So okay, 7 people have voted for Group A. Okay. Now, okay. And anyone else? I have counted 7. Any more? Okay. Now going to okay, guys. Now you may please lower your hands right now, and let's go to now. Please now give audience. Please give me a vote. for Group B? How many of you found Group B more convincing? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay, 4. Yes, please. Come on. 4. Come on. So Group B consists of Shadman, Praditi, Baul, and Genius. Yeah. How many of you are voting for Group B? 6. Okay. 7. Okay, 6. Yeah, any more? 6 for Group B. Yeah, any more? 6. Okay. So so Group A okay, 7. Okay, so I can see a tie. There is a tie. We have got a tie over here between Group A and Group B. So you guys are equally matched, it seems. Okay, okay, you guys are equally matched. So, but
no, sir, it's
okay.
8 now. It's 8.
Okay, it's 8.
It's 8.
Okay, it's 8. Okay, I just saw 8. Yeah.
No, again it's 7. Now 6.
Now 8.
No, it is 8. I just saw there are 8 people voted for Group B, while we had 7.
So now it's again 7. So now it's again back to 7.
Now
So, but
7.
but we also had 8 votes because some people joined later on and they voted for us.
So in any case, it seems.
Let's do a revoting. Let's do a revoting.
Let's do a revoting. Okay. Okay, let's do a revoting again. Okay, come on, let's do a revoting. Come on, guys. Okay, this time serious.
Please put your hands down right now. Everyone
all of you, please put your hands down. Okay, Group A again. All of you, please give your votes for Group A if you found them convincing. Yes. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 4. All right. 5. Okay, 5 for Group A as of now. 5. Okay. Okay. So shall I consider this? Okay. So 5 have voted for Group A. Okay. Okay. Now now going to Group B. Yes. So all of you, please lower down your hand. Let's do it for Group B once more, please. How many of you are going to vote for Group B? Yes. Once more. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my God. Group B has got 10 votes. 11, 12. Oh my God. Okay. So it seems Group B is the winner of the day. Group B is the winner of the day. Congratulations, Shadman, Praditi, Baul, and Genius. Your group has found the you guys have been able to you guys were very, very convincing, and our viewers found you very, very convincing. So let us also look at audience. Okay, before I go to the audience vote, anybody from the audience wants to ask any questions to any group members over here? Any questions by the audience?
May I?
Rajat.
Okay, 1 second. Shunan sir. Yes, Shunan sir.
Okay, my question is to Avirup. Okay, so my question is very simple. You know, it's not really a part of the debate per se, but I think it's important. Avirup said something very interesting. He said Narendra Modi is from a humble background. Is he?
Sir, but that's the thing. Like, you know, we cannot like, you know, there are allegations about him being a chaiwala, him not being a chaiwala, and we were like, you know, targeting one person. That's what the opposing team has been doing the entire debate, and which is why maybe the audience may found them convincing. But we were deviating from the subject. I just merely suggested that, you know, we are not targeting a person, we're targeting something different. And his background doesn't make sense because he did not come from, like, you know, a political family per se.
All right. Any more questions from the audience?
Rajat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a question to Genius. Okay.
Genius.
Genius, in your first round, you mentioned about the to be part of the political system of India. Accumulation of wealth is an important factor to be part of in this political system in India. So, do you think that its legal mandate is important? Legal mandate is important to be the youth representation in the Lok Sabha or in the state assembly election, in the political level, or
you were saying about legal mandate.
Yeah, legal mandate about the youth representation in the Lok Sabha or in the state election.
I think need some changes in our constitution for younger participation, because the age limit, that is why whatever I came to know about Debanshu Bhattacharya, he was not selected just because of his age. So it's one of the part. And another part is, as young are so enthusiastic, as young are so dynamic in their nature, so there should take some initiative, legal initiative on behalf of government for encouraging young in a legal way or ethical way, for changing their ethical point of view. That's all.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Yeah. And any more questions from the audience?
Sir, I would like to say something to Sunayan sir. Sir, Chaukidar should be very humble. So I think in that way, Abhirup said that he is very humble, because he said that I am Chaukidar. Once he said that I am a Chaukidar.
Otherwise,
No, I didn't say that he was humble. I said that his beginnings might have been humble in the political system.
Let him speak.
Guys, so the thing is, the question was in jest, and Abhirup understood my point. It was in jest. It was not really a question per se. Okay, that Narendra Modi is being humble or not humble was not a part of the discussion. We all understand that. Okay, the reason why I asked that question was in jest. It was a funny question, so that I could put across the point. That's all, nothing more than that. That was not a part of the discussion.
All right. Okay. Participants, please note that although we have had our audience vote, but we have the final verdict to be given by the judges. Okay. So Nitesh sir and Swati ma'am are our judges for the day. So they will also give their final verdict in a minute. But before that, let me show you what audiences our viewers have voted for the day. Okay. Let me share my screen. We had a few questions, so I'm just sharing my screen, everyone. So let us have a look at the question that we had. Okay, so these are the few questions. Do Indian political parties and leaders stand for empowerment of youth? That was the first one. Second question is, do youth leaders get similar opportunities as older politicians? Okay. Third question that we asked is, younger folks need to invest many years in politics before they can successfully enter electoral politics. True or false? Then we have a question, only a handful get the chance to enter electoral politics due to limited number of seats. True or false? So the fifth question, do student unions or youth leaders bring up some of the core issues affecting the youth today? Something that was there as a part of our discussion, we have put it into a questionnaire and we have shared it with the audience. So let us have a look at what the audiences have voted for. Let's have a look. So if you look at the first question, do Indian political parties and leaders stand for the empowerment of youth? So out of 19 response, we have received 11 saying no, and 8 of them saying yes, which is 42% yes, and 58% saying no. Now, if we look at the second question, do youth leaders get similar opportunities as older politicians? So we have got 68% voting for no, and we have got 32% voting for yes. All right, let's have a look at the third one. Younger folks need to invest many years in politics before they can successfully enter into electoral politics. So we have got 37% saying true, while 63% have said false. Okay. Now, going to the next question, only a handful get the opportunity to enter into electoral politics. So 58% say yes, and 42% said no. All right. And the last question, do student unions or youth leaders bring up some of the core issues affecting youth today? So 89% said yes, while only 11, that is two respondents, 11% have said no. So this is the audience poll, the results from the audience poll that we have received. Okay, judges, Swati ma'am and Nitesh sir, would you like to give the final verdict of which group was more convincing? Swati ma'am and Nitesh sir, would you like to give a?
Yeah. So just give us one more minute, then.
Okay, sure. Okay, sure. So anyways, students, we indeed had a great time. discussing between ourselves, and we had some very good, insightful topics coming up. And this is what we really encourage, the intellectual exchange. This, as I said before, this gives us an opportunity to know each other, our peers, our seniors, and those who are in our who are studying among the juniors. We come to know each other's intellectual potentialities. We come to know each other very well, and this is the place where we start making networks. College life is the best time when you start building your future network, because most of your classmates, your alumni, will be the ones who will help you in the future. So we will have more such activities lined up going ahead, and I look forward to have more support from your end. I look forward to have more I look forward to see more enthusiasm from your end for this. And definitely we will be with your support, we will be able to make better events. Today was a trial run for us for this. Is this, I believe, the first event that we have done during this new year, and this was a trial run even for us. So this goes on the record that we are capable enough to handle good events going ahead, and I look forward to your support. So really appreciate.
Can you unshare the screen that you have?
I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. So I really appreciate your efforts, the amount of homework you have done, the research you have put in, and this was really great. Okay, so coming to our judges, are we ready?
Yes, sir, we are ready.
Yes,
Swati ma'am will announce names, and then I'll do that.
Yes.
All right. So according to me, like if you ask me, I would say that like should I be announcing first three names, like first, second, third, or like?
Yeah, fine. You can announce the name. You can mention the group as well, which they belong to.
So I think the first position should be given to Pratiti. I think she was from group B. And second to Genius, group B, and third to Sagnik, group A.
All right. So congratulations to individual winners for your contribution. You guys did well, and trust me, although we have winners, but personally speaking, I believe all of you are winners, because it takes a lot of efforts and courage to give your opinion, give your point. And the fact is, in a world where you can be judged based on your opinion, you guys had the courage to give your opinions no matter what. So you all are winners of the day, guys. So a round of applause for all the participants, please. Yes. So on the closing note, I would like to invite Momita ma'am to give a closing note for this event. Momita ma'am.
Yes, good afternoon to all. It was thoroughly enjoyable, and this is what is really, to the truest sense, we call it that exchange of ideas. Exchange of ideas and discussion, debates. This is what School of Media and Communication is all about and should be all about. Okay, so I congratulate each one of you, and to the winners, first Pratiti, and second I think Genius is there. So I was not aware that Genius is so sound in politics and all. I really loved it. And each one of you, Shadman, Abhiroop, and the debate and discussion, it was at one point it seems like you are in a television debate where each one of you is countering at the same time. So this is what we need. And congratulations to Rajat sir for organizing this initiative, great initiative. We must and we look forward to. And there's one announcement for all of you. That is, we are celebrating for the first time World Radio Day on February 13th. And I have already shared with you the poster where there is one mic stand contest, and we have named it as Speak It Out. And we have already got 3 entries. Okay, 3 entries are already there. So I welcome you all to participate in one mic stand where you can talk about anything, but please be careful. Have to be very decent ones. Just submit me by February 7th. All details are there in the poster. So please participate and enjoy. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you to all. And I think over to Rajat sir. Yes.
Okay.
Rajat, thing that I wanted to say. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
So, I think it's important that I put it on record. See, Team B, I mean the team that won, had an easier task. Let me be very frank about this. Okay. So the possibility of Team B winning it was always more. Okay, because they were doing something, they were defending something which is normally the dominant viewpoint. Okay, Team A was defending something which was a very difficult task to do. So let's give them the credit for defending something which was actually indefensible. Which was actually
we ourselves were on the other side. In this side actually. So it was more
I know. See, I know exactly what you mean, because sometimes, in debates, what happens is that we are given a fact we not believe ourselves. Right? So I know exactly what you mean, and trust me, I give you the credit for defending something which is indefensible. No, in Indian politics, youth are not given any importance, and you were defending something which is very difficult to defend. Okay,
that's a fantastic.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, we have to appreciate each one of you. You are brilliant. Very, very happy for you all.
Yeah.
Okay, Rajat sir, I would like to mention something over here. Like the names which I said, they were only the names which I took. Nitesh sir also wants to announce the names.
Yeah, Nitesh.
Nitesh sir, please unmute yourself.
Thank you, Rajat sir. Actually, I wanted to say, I mean, overall, the discussion, this debate was really very interesting, and I mean, I really enjoyed it a lot. Both the groups contributed equally, and pertinent points were raised. According to me, the first speaker that stood out, that was who spoke really well, was Pratiti, and second was Abhiroop. Abhiroop had a difficult task, and he tried to, stick to the point. And that is why I would say, the task of Abhiroop is something which must be appreciated. And Group A, Group B, both have done equally good work. So I would like to congratulate both of the groups. That's it, sir. Thank you, Rajat sir. Over to you.
And yeah, one more observation, Chandrima, I didn't know you were such a fiery speaker. I didn't know you before. Next time I'll be careful when I enter your class.
No, truly. Very good.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So, okay, so
she really speaks well. She really speaks well.
Yeah, no, I did not know. I mean, I always found her to be very, very, I mean,
never die spirit. Never die. This is never die spirit. Yeah.
I never expected Chandrima. You're like, you just fought like Captain America throughout the whole thing.
So let's have a clap for Rajat sir. Really, Rajat sir encouraged us a lot. Really, Rajat sir.
Yes, Rajat.
Thank you so much. It was the support of you students that we were able to do this, and let us make a point this year. We will have more events, okay? And yes, so in fact, I am in talks with Shadman. I'm in talks with Baul. I'm in talks with Genius separately. We are having some plans going ahead, so definitely we look forward to do great events going ahead. So thank you so much, guys. It was really a wonderful day spending with you all. Thank you so much. God bless you all.
Sir.
And have a great day. Take care. Stay safe.
God, the non-existent God.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.